Have any of you guys heard about all of this chaos that is going on surrounding the haunted, demonic Annabelle doll? Now, if you don't know who or what the Annabelle doll is, maybe you should do just a tidbit of research before watching this video. They've already made multiple movies about this doll. If you've ever seen the Conjuring franchise, then you should know who or what the Annabelle doll is. It's basically a haunted doll that was part of a case that the Warren family, Ed and Lorraine Warren, the famous paranormal investigators, the Annabelle doll was at the center of one of the cases that they were investigating. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted objects on Earth. It's been kept up in Connecticut in this occult museum for about 50 years now. Ed Warren made a special case for the doll with like crosses on it. They come and they throw holy water on it every few hours or a few times a day. They even have like a Catholic priest that is assigned to this doll. I know a lot of you watching this video, maybe you don't believe in the paranormal, maybe you don't believe in ghosts and spirits, and you think it's all stupid. But there are people who take this very seriously, including religious people who take this very seriously. And this doll is supposed to be like really haunted and demonic and what have you. Well, as I mentioned, it's been in Connecticut at this museum for like 50 years. But this year they decided to come up with a bright idea to take this demonic haunted doll on tour. Now, Ed Warren, the investigator that was in charge of this case with his wife, as I said, he made this special box for the doll. And he told people, never take this doll out of the box. Whatever you do, do not take this doll out of this special box that I have created for it. Well, of course, the first thing they do is they take the doll out of the box. They make a new box for the doll. And they decide, hey, we're going to take this haunted demonic doll on a tour of the USA. We're going to take it to some of the most haunted cities in America. What could go wrong? We're going to take this doll to some of the most haunted areas in America. What could go wrong, right? Well, apparently, a lot of things are going wrong. Now, on TikTok, there's a lot of rumors swirling around that the doll went missing or that the doll was stolen. None of that stuff is true. But as they've been taking this doll on tour, everywhere they go, crazy things are happening. Now, personally, I don't necessarily believe that these crazy things that are happening have anything to do with the Annabelle doll. But a lot of people are like tying it together. Because every location where they take this doll, something crazy happens in the news. Also, a lot of like the psychics and spiritual mediums, I don't necessarily buy into a lot of those people, but everywhere they take this doll, the spiritual mediums and psychics, they go crazy. They say there's an uptick in spiritual activity and that the spirits are sometimes angry that the doll is even there. A lot of wild stuff. I kid you not, when they took the doll to New Orleans, voodoo ladies started coming out into the streets chanting, going crazy about this doll. Voodoo ladies are like in the streets of New Orleans, freaking out that they brought Annabelle there. And of course, when they bring Annabelle, once they brought Annabelle to New Orleans, some crazy things happened in the news. For example, that plantation caught on fire, and all of those inmates escaped jail. Now, like I said, I don't think this necessarily has anything to do with the Annabelle doll, but a lot of people are just saying, hey, wherever this doll goes, chaos breaks out. And it's not like I'm just coming up out of nowhere with this stuff. They've even been talking about it on the local news networks, and it's even made the mainstream media. I have a clip here that I want to show you guys. They're literally talking about this stuff on the nightly news. Before I roll this clip, though, if you guys enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the video, make sure you support the channel by liking the video, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And if you want to take your support one step further, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly and humbly appreciated. But with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
When great works of art or historical artifacts go on tour, serious precautions are taken. There's like private security, there's special insurance, there's physical barriers, and all of that is to protect the exhibits from the public, right? And so it was with a museum piece from New England last month. Except the precautions surrounding that tour were protecting the public from the exhibit. And this is she, the traveling exhibit. Her name is Annabelle, an old Raggedy Ann doll said to be haunted by a demonic spirit. As the story goes, a student nurse received the doll as a gift in the 1970s, and soon after, Annabelle the doll supposedly started moving on her own, appearing in different rooms and even leaving notes. If all this sounds familiar, it should. Annabelle the Raggedy Ann doll was actually the inspiration for The Conjuring, the most successful horror movie franchise in history. They took a lot of license, though, artistic license, in making the movies because they made the doll look a lot scarier, and they, of course, had to avoid all that copyright stuff, right, with the Raggedy Ann Toy Company. The real Annabelle, though, that doll is kept in a museum of the occult in Connecticut. But she does visit other cities in a locked crate, covered in crosses, and regularly doused in holy water. And get this, a Catholic priest named Father Bob is always at her side. Last month, Annabelle visited New Orleans, and the very next day, a well-known antebellum plantation burned to the ground. And the day after that, those 10 prisoners escaped from the New Orleans City Jail. There is literally no reason to think that these two incidents are related, which means that the internet is convinced that they might be, and that Annabelle is the link. So hoping to set the record straight, the doll's caretakers put out this statement, quote, "The doll was taken on a brief tour to several locations to show the doll to enthusiasts of the paranormal. It was never out of control. The doll is safely back behind the lock and key at the Warren Occult Museum." In the meantime, 8 of those 10 escapees have been recaptured, and all I keep thinking is that the escapees just might mount a very creative defense. The demon doll made me do it.
So it's like everywhere they take this doll, people are on edge. And random things are happening. Chaos is breaking out. And to make matters worse, in some places, people are dressing up like Annabelle and running around the streets doing backflips and stuff. So it's brought out the crazy. I think that's a good way of putting it. It has brought out the crazy. And some of these people who are like obsessed with the occult, a lot of these people who are like, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe these people, but a lot of these people who are into those type of things, they're crawling out of the woodworks. And like I said, you got spiritual mediums, you got psychics, you got voodoo queens, and they're all really, really angry. They're not happy about what's going on with this doll. And like I said, I don't necessarily think that these random things that are happening have anything to do with Annabelle, but I wouldn't want to take any chances. If you're like, hey, this doll is haunted and demonic, we have a special case for it, don't take it out the case. Just please don't take it out the case. We have enough going on in the world right now that we don't need demonic evil spirits coming out of these dolls, okay? Look around you. Do you not see that we have enough on our plate already? It's like when they go and they try to mess with the mummies, you know, they try to and they open up like the tombs and stuff. Like, some stuff needs to be left alone. I find Annabelle interesting. I find supernatural stuff very interesting. You guys know I like to talk about this stuff sometimes. You know I like to upload these late night videos talking about these topics, but damn, some stuff needs to be left alone. I'm not saying I fully buy into the Annabelle stuff, but I don't want to find out. If the doll has been in place for 50 years in Connecticut in this museum in its little case, then keep it there. Don't take it out of its case, for one, and then don't take it to all around America, all around these areas where there's supposed to be a lot of hauntings and spiritual activity. Mind you, it's not like they took Annabelle and they took her to the beach. No, they go straight to New Orleans, right? They're going to all of these haunted areas. They're taking her to like abandoned, haunted penitentiaries and stuff. And it's just like, you're just asking for something negative to happen. You know, like evil demonic spirits are attaching to people that are going to see this doll on display. Who knows what's going on? But that's part of like the lure and the mythology behind this doll. You see, when it comes to Annabelle, it's not like Chucky from Child's Play. It's not like Annabelle gets up and walks around and kills people. That's not what Annabelle is about. Annabelle is, in a way, like some of the mythology behind Annabelle is that it just will cause all of these negative things to happen in your life. It's not that you're chilling at home and the Annabelle doll comes to life and comes and gets you. It's no. You just get hit with all of this bad luck. All of this negative energy is around you. These negative things are happening to you. You don't know why, but you just know that all of it started happening around the time that you got around this doll. So who knows what type of negative, crazy energies and spirits are rubbing off on people as they take this damn haunted demonic doll all around America. And it's like, look, things are demonic and haunted and evil enough as is. We do not need the evil demonic doll, you know, just blasting around America. And you got to think, who's really coming out to see this doll? You know what I mean? Who's attracted to stuff like this? And what are they going to do if they get hit with some energies and spirits? I think that not everyone has their own interests. Like I said, I'm interested in the paranormal. But you got to believe that a lot of the people who really want to come out and see Annabelle, a lot of them are probably, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them is like, you wouldn't want to be in a dark alleyway with some of these people that want to go see the Annabelle doll, right? So a lot of them are already on the brink and already on the edge of doing something evil probably. And maybe this will push them over the edge. I don't know. I don't know. But overall, it's a fun and interesting story, but it's also something that I wouldn't want to play with. I don't play with things like this. You know, I always tell people you need to respect Mother Nature when it comes to this wild weather out here. And you need to respect the spirits, regardless if you believe in it or not. I think it's better off that you just respect it just in case, right? But for now, you guys let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.